Kevin Patullo is fired. But the question is he really gone? Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, kick dig back here. Breaking news. Mother news. I raced back to come here to make this video real quick because this is huge news. We've all been waiting for it. We've all been expecting it. And to me, what happens with the offensive coordinator position will set up the Eagles' entire offseason. But as most of you guys have been expecting, as most of you guys know, Kevin Patullo was out, and now it's official. Here is a statement from one head coach, Nick Sirianni. He says, quote, "I have decided to make a change at the offensive coordinator. I met with Kevin today to discuss the difficult decision. He is a great coach who has my utmost respect. He has been integral to this team's success over the last 5 years, not only to the on-field product, but behind the scenes as a valued leader of our player and organization. I have no doubt he will continue to have a successful coaching career. Ultimately, when we fall short of our goals, that responsibility lies on my shoulders." Well, hell yeah, it does, Nick Sirianni. This is a very interesting statement, first of all, okay? And this is another raw, kind of unpolished video because a lot going on today, but I have to question, is Patullo not the offensive coordinator but still with the Eagles? Or is he gone? Like he can go anywhere? That's the question I'm asking myself. And here's what Mike Garafolo said. He said, "The phrasing is important here. And in the Eagles statement," well, let me read that again. I totally screwed that up. I'm getting this text on my thing, and it's like distracted me. All right, he says, "The phrasing is important here, and in the Pound Eagles statement, Kevin Patullo is not fired. There's a chance he could remain on Nick Sirianni's coaching staff." So he's still going to remain on the team with the team. This is where I think Nick really screwed up this offseason after winning the Super Bowl, because he gave his friend a job, a friend that, look, wasn't ready for that job as offensive coordinator. And even through possibly getting fired as offensive coordinator, because he was fired as offensive coordinator, he wants to keep him on the team and with the staff. Now, I don't know if he's going to be with the staff or not, but it sounds like there's a possibility that he could just be changing positions. This is what I thought they would do if the Eagles won the Super Bowl, not if they lost in the first round of the playoffs. But it looks like this is the situation. And this, to me, makes me really wonder what the plan is going to be at offensive coordinator. And I'm guessing, I'm guessing, and I would love to know what Polymarket says about this situation, but here's what Polymarket says about this weekend. Are you sick of being robbed by the sports books? I am. Well, then Polymarket is for you. And what is it, you ask? Polymarket is the revolutionary prediction market everyone is absolutely obsessed with right now. Legal and live in all 50 states, instant trades, total control. You're trading against people and not the house. All right, so when we look at round 2 of the playoffs, the Birds not in it. There is one game that stands out to me that I really like on Polymarket, and that is Buffalo-Denver. And if you look, the Buffalo Bills got a 75% chance to win this game. I would love to go for the underdog, but I got to go Buffalo because I agree. So I'm going to put $200 on the Bills. I think they win this game. It's incredible. Everyone's going crazy over it. And the most awesome part, downloading the app with the link below and using my code Philly500 unlocks exclusive early access. Early access plus $10 completely free. No deposit, no card, nothing. Don't miss out and join the revolution. And shout out to Polymarket. No doubt about it. But like I said, the phrasing is important. Mike Garafolo is right. It doesn't really say he's gone. It says they've made a change at the offensive coordinator position. If Nick keeps Kevin Patullo and Patullo decides to stay, my thought process is he'll be some, assistant to the head coach, assistant head coach, or some title they'll give him or something like that. Hopefully not passing game coordinator, because I don't know how he could coordinate a passing game, at all. I don't get it. But here's what I'll say. My guess is the Eagles told Nick, we are making changes on this offense. Okay, we're changing it. Not just Kevin, but you also. And if you go along with that, you remain as head coach, and we can sit there and you'll be fine. And I'm guessing that Nick was able to keep Kevin Patullo. I'm just assuming if he keeps Kevin Patullo somehow. My guess would be that keeping Patullo was kind of like a deal made to kind of give up offensive control. Let me explain. If Nick does not give up offensive control, if he still has a big say in this offense, I don't know how much it's going to change. It'll get a little bit better in game because you'll get guys that can actually make coaching decisions. But my guess is that if Kevin Patullo stays on this coaching staff, then the deal was made with Nick and the Eagles front office that, hey, you can keep him, but we're bringing in somebody else, and you're going to have no control over it. That's my guess, but I don't know. Whoever the Eagles hire, whoever it is going forward, this is the key to the offseason. If you get the right guy, I think you're going to be fine. Who's going to be the offensive coordinator? That's the question. If I had to put money on it, if I had to bet who would be the offensive coordinator, I would bet it's Frank Reich. I think they're setting this up for Frank Reich. And see, I said this before. I said I think the Eagles, even if they win a Super Bowl, they are going to change titles for Kevin Patullo, and they are going to bring in Frank Reich or somebody else. Looks like they're doing that anyways. That's going to be the question: is Patullo out, or is he staying with this coaching? And now he might be out, and if he's out, then it's just the way that Nick worded it. But to me, I don't know. I would love to know, and I'm looking here for updates to see. Here's Jeff McLane saying, further clarification from a source, Kevin Patullo will no longer be the Pound Eagles offensive coordinator, but that doesn't mean he has been fired. He could remain on the staff, as I mentioned was a possibility on my podcast yesterday. He may also choose to leave the organization. Wow. Nick needs his boy. Man. If Patullo remains with the staff, first of all, Patullo may say, want to save face and just go. But if he remains with Nick, I think the Eagles have stripped Nick Sirianni of all offensive control. And this was kind of, Nick's, save face thing. You get to keep Kevin Patullo. But he can't be the passing game coordinator. What is he going to be? Assistant to the head coach? What is he going to be? The Pizza Hut orderer guy? What the hell is he going to do? It's very bizarre. How often do you see an offensive coordinator stay on the team after getting fired? And they don't want to call it fired, which is interesting. I call it fired. All right, you're fired at that position, whether you stay with the team or not. But the good news and what I take out of here that I think is decent, I think it's the fact that Nick Nick has probably lost control of the offense, and the Eagles and Howie want to put their own person in there, and that's great news. And it may just be Frank Reich. I would like a guy like McDaniel or somebody like that. Frank Reich, I think he'll do a much better job. But to me, you have to get somebody in here that is going to excite these players, that possibly could get A.J. Brown excited about the situation, and then go out there and actually make a change. So a lot of questions come from this. We'll be talking a lot about it later in this week when we do the Hard Knocks live stream. So it's going to be interesting, no doubt about it. Now, Eagles, always something interesting with them. I knew Nick couldn't get rid of his boy. I just knew it. And I don't know what that says about Nick and his guy. I mean, you committed to the team, you committed to your friend. So we'll see. As far as the playoffs go, we got what, 4 games this weekend. We got the Broncos and the Bills Saturday, along with the Niners, Seahawks, and Texans, New England, which I think is a fascinating game, along with the Rams, Bears. I think whoever wins that Bears-Rams game, I think goes to the Super Bowl in the NFC. But we will see. We will find out. I will be streaming all of it. I hope to see you guys later. But I got to get going. What a crazy statement, in my opinion, from Nick Sirianni. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, I guess, and we're all just living in it. Jonathan Gannon is interviewing for the defensive coordinator spot in Dallas today. We hope that he gets it. He has my full support for defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. He should get the job. He deserves the job. He will be great for your team, and I can't recommend him enough. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.